Good Lord, ride all the way. Godspeed.
Well, hello, and welcome to the studio. My name is Brian Rood. I'm a freelance illustrator. I've been working throughout the entertainment industry, pop culture properties, comic books, film, television, pretty much all things entertainment for about the better part of the last 25 to 30 years, which sounds crazy. Makes me feel like a grown up, and I'm not sure if I've got there yet. But today I wanted to show you a little bit of how I utilize the Cintiq tablet here, the 27 Pro from Wacom, how I have incorporated this into my workflow, starting out as a traditional painter, doing all the stuff from airbrushing to watercolors, acrylics, colored pencils, using just a mixed media approach on the artwork I'd already been doing for, I think I did that for the better part of a decade or more, and not using any digital techniques other than color correcting and enhancing, like once the artwork was done and scanned in. Well, that all shifted maybe 15, 20 years ago. For me and my studio, it was an absolute necessity to incorporate the digital workflow into the workflow that provides all the clients with the various artwork I do for merchandising, whether it's toy packaging, storybook illustrations, movie posters, key art. All the types of things that I do are now kind of a hybrid, for the most part, utilizing both digital techniques and the traditional. I'll create the artwork in the digital realm to fulfill clients' needs so they can have assets that they can remove layers of certain characters, incorporate those things into other product lines. It's kind of one piece of art as a buffet that they can pick and choose from to manipulate the artwork and use it on multiple products as opposed to just one two-dimensional piece that's only that, and forevermore it can only be that. This way, I can provide more content to the studios and the different companies I work with to get the most bang for their buck. And it's been a pretty fun journey developing this whole process over the past 2 decades or so of creating digital art that references and has the same aesthetics of my traditional art, but is in a layered format so they can extract everything and all that good stuff. Long story short, I just wanted to show the gear that I use and give a quick kind of demo throughout this video showing the step-by-step process of how the new pieces create. We were working on one of the Walking Dead pieces here for the fine art line that I do. That will be, actually this piece will be debuting at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. So if anyone's there, swing by the Brian Rood art booth and check it out. And that's my only plug for this whole thing. Now we're just going to get into the fun, the art. This is a piece that will be for that fine art line. It's also similar stuff that can get utilized on various other products and merchandise for the studio or for the company that hires me. And let's just kind of go through and give a quick little rundown. I'll start off by showing you essentially the gear that I use, which is the main hub of this whole thing is the Wacom 27 Pro, the Cintiq line. These things are killer, man. I've had everyone since, not everyone, but I've been utilizing the Cintiq line since the 21 UX, which I think might have been the first one. I got that when I was doing storyboards years ago because it sped up that process instead of drawing and faxing. Yeah, faxing. I'm old. But drawing and faxing the artwork or emailing the artwork and scanning the drawings, that was when I couldn't first afford to invest in one of these beauties, and I had a need for it. So I was executing storyboards quickly and spontaneously on the fly, utilizing the 21 UX Cintiq back then. And it was a great thing, a great tool for that. But I was so excited to try and utilize it and try to replicate what I was doing in the real world. And it was through experiments and frustration and, trial and error. Just kind of learning myself, watching, occasionally finding tutorial videos online, kind of similar to this one. And it's been a beautiful thing. It has enhanced the workflow. It has been able to allow me to take on so many different types of jobs and offer so much more to clients as opposed to when I was only doing the 2D stuff. The revisions when you're doing digital versus two-dimensional artwork or traditional artwork is It's a totally different world. But enough on all that. Let's show the gear. We've got the 27, the Pro, the latest, the greatest. This thing's killer. I love. It's got this little side card. A couple bucks, you can get one of these and add it on to the. It has like screw sets throughout both sides and the top of this for all these cool little add-ons. So like you got your camera for zooms or whatever. This is cool because I always use the pen. So it's great to have like a safe, secure home for the pen. That way it doesn't end up in a pocket on the couch, in a dog's stomach occasionally. The sidecar here, this thing's cool. You got the remote, the Wacom remote, which is killer with all the programmable keys. I utilize this a lot. And I also utilize the Toolbox, which is kind of like this, it's a little different. It's got a little more tactile, the big knobs, which is kind of cool. Feels old school, but you can program and customize all this to your likings, and it just speeds everything up. I still use the hotkeys on the keypad and keyboard and stuff, but between these two bad boys here, you can really get into a workflow that's almost completely fluid and natural feeling, where you're not dropping down menus and, doing these numbers, trying to find your tools or your brushes and all that stuff. You can customize everything right in here. And once you get into it, it just is a rapid fire muscle memory type reflex. So the tablet, kind of the essential gear here. I use a Zoom stand created by a fellow I met online, Chris. These things are great. It's very similar to the Wacom stands or Wacom stands and everything, but it has a little motor in it, so one can slide it around, get it to whatever angle and degree you like, and then you have a little release brake over here. When your hand makes connection on the magnetic strips, it releases the brake on the motor. It takes it from that to that and anywhere in between the two. So that's the stand I use. I have a color corrected, really killer Pro monitor up here. It's one of the ViewSonic monitors from the Pro line. It's a 32-inch. It's great. I have my side monitors for the Spotifys and the Netflix and whatever else is playing in the background. 2 more 32-inch. And this is the essential gear. This is what we use. So without much more babbling by me, we'll dive into showing the creative process throughout a piece, kind of from the beginning stages of the sketch format right up to the underdrawing and underpainting and finishing touches out there in the real world. So let's roll into that right now.